In this exercise, we're going to finish out the chapter by demonstrating how we can inspect the temperature JavaBean class to see what the properties and methods of the class are. So let's get started. We're going to call this program temp_inspection.java. First thing we do is import the beans classes. So we import java.beans.star. The class is called temp_inspection. First thing we do is set up a try block. Then we identify the class that we're working with, and that's temperature. Then we create something called a bean info object. And this is where our get property descriptors and get method descriptors are. And the way we get the property and method descriptors is by calling the introspector class with the get bean info method and our class as a parameter. Then we're ready to display properties and methods. So first of all, we create a property descriptor object, which will be an array of our property descriptors. And we call our get property descriptors method from the bean info object. Then we write a loop that goes from 0 through the length of the property descriptor. And for each indexed property, we call the getName method to display the name. And that will display the properties of the temperature class. Next, we're going to print a blank line. Then we're going to display the methods. And we're going to do the same thing we did with properties. We're going to create a method descriptor object that is an array of method descriptors. And then we call the get method descriptors method from our bean info object. And then write a loop that goes from 0 through the length of the method descriptor object. Index into the method descriptor array, calling the getName method to return each name. Then we're finished with the try. And then we catch our exceptions if there are any, and we'll just display a simple message. Close the catch, close main, then close the class. So we'll save the file, compile temp_inspection.java, then run our code. Now you notice that besides the properties and methods that we created, some are added automatically. That's due to inheritance and properties and methods that we pick up through the inheritance chain. There you see temp, there you see C to F, and there you see F to C, along with get temp and set temp. So those are all of our methods and all of the properties of the temperature class. So using this temp inspection program, we can write another program to look at our temperature class and figure out what its properties and methods are, which will help in trying to figure out how to interact with that class. So that wraps up this exercise on inspecting a JavaBean class, and that wraps up this chapter on JavaBeans.